insight and analysis.
Yeah. Tell me what the hell is new compared to last week.
Ty Lue dodged the bullet, baby. The Lakers are the Kardashians of the NBA. Palm trees and mojitos.
The Hamptons are overrated.
Even Boogie knocking off Russ, still a good Boogie to have.
I'll probably just throw up right now. I think the MVP is going to be Aaron Donald.
I'm going to take Andrew Luck.
Is there a way that a non-quarterback in your mind could win the MVP?
You guys can fight about this all you want, and candidly, I find it delightful.
That's rude.
The commissioner of the NBA is here.
I do watch ESPN.
Thank you for doing that.
I will be going overseas, playing the Australian Basketball League.
Elton John called, he wants to shoot. Is that Laura Rutledge? No.
No. Who's the best player in the world?
27, 8-8 in his 16th season.
You're talking about LeBron James.
Come on, man.
DJ's working for LeBron.
Kawhi Leonard, Steph Curry, KD.
Where's LeBron James in that?
He ain't a part of this list right
To
now.
me, LeBron. DJ just walked off. I may walk off with him. It's been a lot of fun this week, and we're so glad you spent it with us. And obviously, we finish with a bang here on this Friday after Game 1 of the NBA Finals with Richard Jefferson and Jay Will here. Zach Lowe will rejoin us, and a really special hour coming your way, including Jalen Rose live from Toronto and his old teammate, Juwan Howard, who yesterday was officially introduced as the new head coach at Michigan, as we get up with you.
Michigan.
Live, as always, from the Heineken River Deck at Pier 17. And let me get specific. Let me show you the menu for hour number 2 of our program. We're getting up with the NBA Finals and a wake-up call for Golden State coming from an unexpected star. We're all over Game 1 as we get going. Plus, looking ahead to Game 2. Is there a chance that we will see Kevin Durant? And really, how are the Warriors going to win this thing if he does not come back at all? And as promised, in 10 minutes, a Fab 5 reunion live on our show. Juwan Howard and Jalen together. 10 minutes from right now. It's time to get up with you here on ESPN. And we start last night. Raptors hosting Game 1, their first ever NBA Finals against the Warriors. They were ready in Jurassic Park. Drake was ready with a Del Curry Raptors jersey. And we pick it up in the third quarter. And the star of the night, unquestioned, was Pascal Siakam.
There just wasn't enough resistance against that man. This man was doing everything. Look at outrun. He was behind Klay Thompson, ran him to get a layup.
That is just spectacular. Toronto up 7 after 3. Fourth quarter, again, more unexpected, not so unexpected, but different kinds of heroes. Fred VanVleet.
He's been playing exceptionally well. Was 4-4 from the three-point line last night, and once again did a great job of being a pest all over their defensive players.
And then look at this sequence. They get the bucket on one end, they get the big block from Ibaka on the other. The Raptors a 5-point lead later. Their lead is 7, and it is Siakam. And I guess this just means it's his night.
Just your night when you're making those shots off the glass. Look, a little running hook over 2 guys. Bank, yeah, that's a tough shot.
Made 11 straight shots, longest streak in the finals in the last 20 years. Danny Green was also knocking down threes in transition. He would score 11. Toronto up 12. Later the lead is 8. Kawhi, sort of a quiet night for him, but he knocks down that 3. He would score 23. He does not appear to be fully healthy, but either way, he knocks it down, and Toronto's got an 11-point lead. Under 4 minutes to go. Raptors lead is 10. Leonard, VanVleet, you're kidding.
You know, you can't do this. They did a great job of doubling Kawhi, but if you're going to double Kawhi, other guys are going to have to step up. Great shot by VanVleet.
Spectacular for him. Again, Siakam, no. Siakam, yes. 14 of 17 for Pascal Siakam. 32 points. A spectacular performance. And in the end, some words exchanged between Drake and Draymond. But it would be the Raptors celebrating their first ever finals win in their first ever finals game. They take a 1-zip lead after taking Game 1.
Had someone told you that in your very first NBA Finals game you'd put up 32 points, what would you have said to that person?
Probably that it was crazy. At that time, I don't even know if I really dreamed of, being at this level. I think once I got to the point where I felt like I had a chance, I put everything, forward, and I just worked really hard and, prepared for times like this.
We're down 0-1, but it's not the end of the world. New experiences for us all the way through, but, we've proven our resiliency and ability to win games that we need to and kind of answer the bell and learn from, nights like tonight.
Obviously no reason to panic, and despite dropping Game 1, Caesars Sportsbook still has Golden State as the favorite to win, -160 to do so. But our Basketball Power Index has actually flipped its outlook. BPI now gives the Raptors a 62% chance to win the series, and we'll see how that plays out. Again, Jalen's going to join us live from Toronto in just a minute. But Zach Lowe, as you're back here with us, one of the things that we were thinking about off the air is if this does become a long series, which last night gives you the indication it probably will, there are so many ways in which the games are going to change. DeMarcus Cousins barely played last night. Does he become a significant factor as he works his way back into playing shape? Does Kevin Durant come back at some point and start playing in this series? And if so, how much of a factor is he? The health of Kawhi. You were there last night. Yep. If you would, just what did you see from Kawhi Leonard last night?
He was just laboring. It was difficult. First off, I know you don't watch Game of Thrones, but Kawhi Leonard is the Jon Snow the North really needs. Okay, like he's playing through everything, being injured, 23 points, he went to the free throw line 12 times last night. Defensively, he's still active. He's playing through all this. The question is, can he sustain this type of level of play, guarding a Clay, guarding a Steph down the stretch that you need him to do at this level?
And especially if he winds up having to guard Kevin Durant as the series goes forward. That's the point, Zach. How do you see some of these twists and turns playing out even as soon as game 2?
Also, Jon Snow is boring, by the way. Another similarity, boring personality. Yeah, obviously, if KD comes back, it's just a totally different series. As you said, Kawhi will guard him. It's a totally different matchup. The Warriors have more options offensively. But the name you didn't mention is someone who's laboring is Andre Iguodala.
Yep.
And they cannot afford another guy to go down, and particularly another wing to go down. And look, it sounds sort of basic to say it, but Andre hasn't made a three since the Houston series. And a lot of their wins are, does Andre go 3 of 7 from 3 or 0 of 4? And he missed everything last night. And those are points they just need with Durant injured.
No, and again, it's going to go down to, I think, to the Toronto, secondary players. And look, Fred VanVleet, and across the board, there were so many daggers hit. When you got to a spot that, okay, the Warriors might be making a run here. You have Danny Green hits the 3 right before half. You have you had VanVleet hit that 3 late. There were just so many. McCall hit a 3 right at the end of the third. Like, look at this. You can't play better defense than that. And that was right at the end of the quarter, just to give your team a little boost. And then again, just all the plays out here. McCall with another 3. Look at the time. There's 33 seconds left to go in the third here. And then this one, obviously, was a 3-minute game, but this was that was the thing that just really kind of pushed it away. If guys can continue to hit big shots at the right moment, that's how you can keep the Warriors down.
That is typically the kind of thing that happens when you're playing at home, right? Those role players, if you will, play much better at home. And so maybe it is significant to remind everyone the Warriors have not played in the finals without home court advantage before during this run with Steve Kerr. It is a significant change.
And on the road under Steve Kerr in the NBA Finals, they're 6-5. So look,
which is a very good record, obviously. But it's not dominant. It doesn't mean that they got to find a way to win at least one on the road here if they're going to protect their home court all the way through.
My thing is, if you're Toronto, you had to win last night. Like last night really set the tone. I think if you're Toronto for the rest of the series, you lose that one last night, all of a sudden they start finding a rhythm. Things can get scary quick.
And not only have they never not had home court, they've never been down 1-0. In the finals under Steve Kerr. So this is a totally new experience for them. And game 2 is going to be, it's not a must win because they're going home, but you talked about a holding serve at home at Oracle. That's not a guarantee in the finals. You're facing the very best teams in the league. You just can't bank on we're going to win every single home game. They may have to win twice on the road.
No, but the Toronto aggression, I think, is what we need to continue focusing. If they can continue that pressure and the defense that VanVleet was playing on Steph was the defense that you need. This is what we're talking about when we're saying playing against the Warriors and that experience of getting to people's bodies and chasing people. You watch this, VanVleet, that's as good of a contest as you're going to get. And again, some of these shots are going to fall for Steph, but he is just up in them. Look at this. There's 3 guys that are trying to build a wall around Steph. And I think Steph is going to shoot the ball better than he did. And look, even that shot, the bad breath defense, right, that he was playing right there was very, very intense. And I think VanVleet did a great job, and so did Kyle Lowry.
How about this? The Raptors with both VanVleet, and when VanVleet played on the floor with Lowry, they were plus 13 in their 21 minutes. Yeah. 21 minutes. This is going to come down Kevin Durant's going to need to come back and play in this game. Now, the question is, how is he going to play? You're going to drop him with that calf injury into the NBA Finals. Is he going to be the KD that he was before he got hurt, which was the best player on the planet?
Even if he can just hit standstill threes, it's better than
I
what
agree.
they have on the floor.
I agree.
Because the Raptors are not guarding 3 of the guys on the floor at any time in the game. And so even if you're kicking to McKinney in the corner, they're like, all right, you shoot. If you're kicking to Durant, even if that's all he can do,
Got to stay home.
that's massive.
Yep.
There's KD again getting hurt. And we all agree we're not going to see him in game 2, right? We're not going to see him Sunday. There's no way he's playing Sunday, right? So the soonest we would see him, we would assume, would be game 3, which will be next Wednesday.
And the crazy thing about this series is when you look at the secondary players for Toronto, they're scorers. Like Van Fleet can score, right? Marc Gasol can score. There are guys that can score. When you look at the secondary players for the Warriors, they're role players, slashers, maybe make a layup, maybe finish. Even Andre Iguodala, if he can make a couple of shots. But there are multiple guys that can come off and score and impact the game. Even Kyle Lowry, who's their 3rd best player on any given night, can score the ball. The Warriors don't have that.
If there's one thing you anticipate looking totally different in game 2 on Sunday night, we'll have Juwan Howard here in a minute. If there's one thing you think will look totally different, one major adjustment you think we will see for sure in game 2, what are we expecting?
I think we're going to see more Curry pick and roll. They ran a kind of average amount for the season and a below average amount for when KD's not there. And I thought it had the feeling of, we're kind of feeling out how they're going to guard us with Mark up on the screener and what else is going to pop open. I bet we're going to see the ball kind of more in Steph's hands.
No, I agree. And I think one thing that they'll do is just better defense, right? That 9-day layoff, they were in a rhythm, and all of a sudden you give up 50%. And it wasn't Kawhi that was shooting his ultra-efficient shots. It was everybody else that kind of beat you. I think the Warriors' defense will improve as the series goes on.
And it's like a matter of time with this team. They start making transition threes. This game has a different feel.
Yeah.
Because those are those momentum threes.
Avalanche.
You feel it happening. Where all of a sudden, think about Portland. You're at 15 multiple games in a row.
I agree.
No, I'm not saying they're not Portland. They're not.
Yeah.
But the Warriors they were down double digits last night, and everybody in the entire gymnasium was like, when are they coming? When are they coming? They just couldn't make a transition 3.
All right, I'm being told that Juwan Howard is just about ready to go. So here's what I'm going to do. Not the way we usually conduct our hour, but this is a very special appearance we have coming up next. So we're going to take a very quick time out here, and when we continue in just a moment, Jalen Rose and Juwan Howard will be reunited live here on the air the day after Howard is